nemesis of a firefighter. Arsonist, I'm a fire rider. Instant flame like a firelighter. So special with shows, I live out my flows. Can't walk in my shoes, can't purchase my clothes. Ice in my veins, but I never froze. Picture perfect, but I never pose. As a juvenile, I knew I bounced back. Got rated, had a plan to get my ounce back. Use cheese as bait, that's a mousetrap. Let me to the right person to pounce at. They selling dreams, I'm pulling receipts. Full force, we can't be beat. Got a dirty mouth, but the flow so neat. Keep your 2 cents, talk is cheap.
You are now tuned into the Boxing Bros. I'm Caden, and I'm here with my co-host.
You know what it is. It's $12 bill, the commissioner.
This is G, the disputed, undisputed champ. 2 times. You know what I mean?
And it's your boy, that TBE. I got a question, G.
What up?
If Devin Haney moves up and he has to see T.O., who you got?
What? How you start?
Can we even get to the first topic? I don't know what G doing right now. G gloating. You know, I'm just saying. I want to see what G's had.
That's actually a topic. So why don't we wait till we get to that topic?
Till we get there.
It's fine. Why don't we follow the bouncing ball?
My bad. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, good. The first topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Tio takes over 140 after unanimous decision win over Josh Taylor. I'm going to turn it over to the man who got the prediction correct somewhat, Spirit G.
What you mean somewhat? I got it right.
You said a knockout.
Man.
Huh? No, I didn't.
Knockout.
No, I didn't.
Said split. You said split decision.
Yeah,
that's why I said somewhat. You got it right, brother.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you know what I mean? But yeah, nah. I was like, I don't see no knockout, but I never seen Josh Taylor winning though, to be honest. So I just like to say first and foremost, shout out to my man Teofimo for shocking the world and proving everybody wrong. Like I know we had people on this panel, Ned, talking about Teofimo's food. Come to find out, Teo was eating shepherd's pie. Watch your mouth. Stay humble. You know what I mean? So, I scored it 117, 111 for Teofimo. I gave Josh Taylor the first, the third, and the 10th. But outside of that, it was just clear one side. It was Teofimo. I felt like Teofimo was just faster, more accurate. There was times where I felt Teo could have threw more punches, but when he landed, his landed punches had more impact than what Josh was producing. Josh seemed like as the fight went on, he started to lose confidence, and I've always kind of viewed Josh Taylor like a dirty fighter, but it kind of really showed in this fight. And it just really bothered me because before the fight, he was talking all that, I have mental fortitude, I can't be broken, this and the third. But in that fight, he looked like he was a broken man, and so salute to Teo, man. And it was good to see that although Teo went through all his heartache, all his pain and struggle, he produced something beautiful in that ring. So I was like, to me, Teo's like the boxing DMX. You know what I mean? It's like all of that pain and produce something that people could rock with, man. So salute to Teo, man, and salute to Boxing Bros Honduras. I never knew there was that many Hondurans in New York. You know what I'm saying? So they took over Puerto Rican weekend, So Teo's that dude, man. So he keeps doing this thing, man. Like he may be disputed, but hey, he's still the 2-time disputed, undisputed champ. So salute to him.
All right, Dr. Brazil.
Shout out to my bro, G23. G hit it right on the nail right on the head. Shout out to Teofimo Lopez. I didn't have it that wide, though. I really didn't. I watched it with no volume. I had the pleasure of watching it with no volume. And sometimes it seemed like Teofimo was looking for one punch at a time. And he was letting, I guess, Josh be active. More active than him at certain times. I thought Teo won, but I thought it was more closer. You know what I'm saying? Then one of the judges had it, or when my bro G23 had it. I thought it was a little bit closer because of the early rounds, and he was firing and throwing shots when Teofimo Lopez was stunting and you know what I'm saying, still moving, and you know what I'm saying. So, but I never get a Josh Taylor fight right, ever. You know what I'm saying? As y'all been watching this show, started with my man Regis. I thought Regis pulled it off. Everybody say, "Trill, you crazy." Then it came to another fight with Jack Catterall, and I was like, Josh Taylor pulled it off. Everybody say, "Trill, you crazy." When you know what I'm saying? When it comes to this, I thought it was closer than with the judges who had it or with other people had it. You know what I'm saying? People might say, "Yo, Trill, you crazy again." But I just feel like some of the close rounds, you know what I'm saying? And look, Josh Taylor, Josh Taylor is who he is. He's a dog in there. He's in as far as a dirty fighter, he's not trying to make no friends in there. This is just how he fights. He fights nasty. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at that. I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not looking into that. He wants to rematch. If he wanted to rematch, he gave Teofimo Lopez a shot. If you know what I'm saying, rematch. No, I want to see Josh Taylor at 147. I think he stuck around 140 too long, and that's what we're seeing. In these last two fights that he had, he sticked around too long. He stayed at 140 too long. I think it's time to, go to 147. Test yourself up there at 147. There's some guys up there that you can fight. Good showing from Teofimo Lopez. I got nothing to say. I'm gonna hold off. I got some other things to say with the other segments and stuff, but I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at the kid. Emotion. I seen the emotion in his eyes after the fight. He wanted to break down and cry right then and there. And I thought that was shady. One thing that I thought was shady of Josh Taylor or his team. Everything else is cool. I'm cool with it. Taylor took his loss like a true champ. No excuses. They try to bring up the weight and they no excuses. They try to bring it up, no excuses. He's a dog. You know what I'm saying? And gave him love in the ring. And Teofimo Lopez. Shout out to Teofimo Lopez for that apology too. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Shout out to Teofimo Lopez for that the apology. I thought that was amazing. Other than that, great fight all around.
All right, TBE.
Now, all right. When I said my apologies, y'all, I wasn't here last week, and I gave Katie my prediction last night. I was like, Josh Taylor gonna win. I feel like he, it's his division. He's undisputed. He's gonna show Teofimo like, you gotta work a little harder just to like come and take my belt. That wasn't the case. But before the ring walk, they showed an interview, and they were asking him questions, and he was confident. He was talking about, I'm gonna go in there. Teofimo saying, I'm gonna go in there and be great. Then he's like, he's speaking with confidence. Then his dad walked in and said something to him. He was like, I want to die. I want to die in the ring tonight. I'm like, yo, what? I look at Kay, and Kay looked at me. I'm like, what's wrong with this man? And it's just the energy that he had before. It just made everything awkward. The camera is just like he's sitting there. The camera's just the camera pans out. He's just like with a like sad, depressed face on, and it's just like I was just like, all right, man, he's fooled, yo. If he's thinking like that, if him and his pops relationships like this, where he doesn't even want to perform to like even like shut his pops up, it's just like, damn, like who is this man, yo? But Teofimo, his mind's all over the place. He's
Jedi mind tricks, son.
Yeah.
Tricks,
But nah, he last night he stepped in the ring and he walked Josh Taylor down, and he proved like he's still that guy. And I'm gonna keep my eye on you, Teo, but I'm not gonna jump on the train like G just yet, yo. Because there's other killers out here. There's other killers out here that you got to walk down. So, yo, good. Congrats on your victory.
Yeah, look, I think Teofimo Lopez showed that he still has it, because he asked the question, do I still have it? He showed that he still has it. But Josh Taylor was getting to him early in the fight. And I felt like there was a moment where Teo just decided, I'm gonna go all out and see what happens. And he started dominating. Go ahead, bro.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, my brother.
Oh, good.
It was one thing that I just thought of that pissed me off, and I didn't get to tell y'all that Josh Taylor did.
Try to steal
He
that
didn't
belt.
give up that belt.
That's where I thought he was going originally. But
Yeah,
you
I
can go
thought
ahead. You can elaborate on that.
Yeah,
You have
I
more?
thought that was rude. You disrespected boxing by doing that. I thought that was cruel and that was immature. He won the fight fair and square. You're supposed to hand that over. You'll get yours back at the end of the night, and then they'll mill Teofimo Lopez. This is what goes on in boxing. What they did, I thought that was I thought that was low. I thought that I didn't like that. I didn't respect that at all. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was corny.
No, I agree with that. I felt like, wow. But you know what? I also felt like a lot of it was bad blood from the things T.O. said in the buildup. So it was like they really, really wanted to win. And the last thing they ever wanted in boxing was to lose to T.O. So you know what it's like, yo, anyone but this guy, please, Lord, like anyone but this guy. So then to lose to T.O. and then have to hand the belt over to him, I felt like they just weren't prepared or ready to do that. They felt like, he said a lot of things in the build-up leading to the fight, and we'll get into that in a later segment. But as far as the fight goes, I felt like Teofimo found himself in that fight, and we've discussed his family issues, his mental health status based on the fact that he's talking about black fighters and he's calling white people names, and he even disclosed he's having issues with his ex-wife and seeing his son. So there was a lot going on with Tio that made me feel like, on top of his poor performances with Sandor Martin, that a fighter as good as Josh Taylor was going to be too much for him. And it looked like it was going to be that way early. But shout out to Tio. He found himself. I know G said he felt like early Tio was just assessing and filling out Josh Taylor before he opened up. But it looked like to me he was doubting himself a little bit early. And then it just clicked. And he ended up going right back to the man who beat Vasily Lomachenko, and now he's also the man who went to 140 and beat Josh Taylor, which makes him the lineal #1 guy at 140. So even with all his flaws, Tio was able to put on a great performance against a great fighter like Josh Taylor, who was undisputed. And like Max Kellerman pointed out last night, he didn't lose his belts, he gave them up. So Teofimo Lopez could have very well have been undisputed at 140 last night. So there may be other dudes with belts at 140, but none of them beat Josh Taylor. The only one to beat Josh Taylor was Teofimo Lopez, which makes him the man at 140. So he went from having his hiccup with Cambosis to moving up to 140, struggling, going through his family issues, and still being able to be the man at 140, because that's how talented Teofimo Lopez is. It's his mind and other things that will hold him back. And so what we need to see from Teofimo Lopez moving forward is for him to build on those things. I mean, assuming Teofimo Lopez is moving forward, but we'll get into that in a later segment.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all media streaming services. We are the Boxer Bros. Let me just get started.